many people want to get into fighting games lately because, a lot of newer fighting games have come out. Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat being just some of the examples. Also, with Tekken 8 coming out, I can see where the interest is coming from. So, this can be kind of challenging, and a lot of people kind of, are scared to get in a fighting game. They think they're not good enough, or they don't think they'll actually get good enough. But fear not. I'm here just to give just a little bit of advice to tell you which fighting game probably fits you, or at least helping you kind of decide which ones you're interested in, or just introduce you to some fighting game that you're like, hey, I might want to try this out. So, in today's video, let's talk about fighting games and how you can get into them. So, the biggest and kind of easiest and most difficult step when it comes to playing fighting games, deciding what type of fighting games you want to play. Now, yeah, fighting games have a lot of variety, surprisingly. There's subgenres within subgenres for fighting games. So there's your traditional 2D fighters like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and a few others. Then there's your 3D fighters like Tekken, DOA, and Virtua Fighter. Your 3v3 fighters like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Dragon Ball FighterZ. And lastly, your platform fighters like Smash Bros. And Brawlhalla. And I'm sure there's a few that I'm actually, missing or skipping over. But hey, there's a lot of fighting games out there, so I want you guys to kind of, if you have to look up more platform games, look up more 2D fighting games, and also just look up more, 3D games, because I know I've missed a couple. Now, these are just the ones off the top of my head, so yeah, my best advice for you, if you have time, try to use Game Pass. If you have an Xbox, which is the perfect way, they let you play fighting games, and I've seen a couple, like King of Fighters is on there, which is a great basis for a 3v3 fighting game to try out. Or maybe, just look up gameplay of these video games that you're interested in, because, looking up actual gameplay, you'll be like, I like the aesthetic of this. So that's another way for you to pick a fighting game you like to play, or that looks interesting to you. Now, the second part, and I'm going to tell you this right now, I am no expert on how to play every single fighting game ever. I'm no expert in the fighting games I do play. Y'all been to my Street Fighter live streams. I'm not the best, but I do know the fundamental, at least how to, play and how to win a few matches. There's a reason I'm still in bronze in Street Fighter 6. But now, the next step is learning how to play. So let's say you picked a fighting game. Nice. Well, learning how to play is more or less learning a learning curve, because every fighting game plays different. There is no fighting game that plays exactly the same. They play similar, but none of them play exactly the same. And it's a universal thing again. Every fighting game plays different. Take for instance, we're going to compare two games that are drastically different, but still share some similarities, being Street Fighter and Tekken. Two extremely drastically different games. Tekken being a 3D fighter where you must use 3D movements, so you have 3 planes of movement that you have to use. These are very complicated for the most part, but even Street Fighter had its complicated moments even with the 2D linear plane, because you are forced to think faster on your feet and have complicated combos. Now, just because they're on 2 planes of existence does not mean that one is easier than the other. No, one might be easier when it comes to movement, but the other one is definitely going to be more complicated combo wise and fighting wise. Both of these games have a learning curve that is very different. And here's the thing, these are just my experiences from me playing it. Everyone had different experiences from playing fighting games. So if you have to, and if you want to hear a more complex, like people actually study this, because yeah, there's the math to this. Frame rate, frame data, hitboxes, and all of that. There's tons of tournament players, and even one that I can give you is look up Core 8 Gaming. They definitely do help out when it comes to understanding fundamentals. But also the games themselves have their own fundamentals. A lot of them have things called combo trials, which helps you understand it. A lot of tutorials have become a lot more detailed in fighting games now, so you're not just sitting there trying to be like, how do I move, how do I do this? Always use the tutorials in training mode if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, because these are the most helpful ways to give you some type of fundamentals with the game. And again, I'm sorry if you heard my phone in that part, but yeah, use training mode, combo trials, whatever you can to understand the fundamentals of fighting games. Because again, while fighting games may seem hard, a lot of tools are given to you within the games and are on YouTube and everything. I'm giving you my experience because I've learned through these tutorials and I have learned through playing these games. You're going to learn more playing them online and ranked and whatever. So yeah, definitely definitely play tutorial modes, and I promise you, you'll be a lot better. So the main purpose of this video, what should you play? And the answer is, I don't know. Here's the thing, we all have different interests and things that we like. So like me, I like most of all fighting games, but for different reasons. I love Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat aesthetic. I like that Street Fighter has more of a stylistic approach and it's more of an animated fighting game. It's goofy, it's fun. And I love Mortal Kombat's cool ass characters, its violent story, its violent gameplay, and just overall it's great gameplay. But I like how it's more, grounded in reality. I love anime games because I like anime, I like how goofy they are, I like some of the mechanics, and I like how intense the fight can get when you're playing online. I just love it. I love Tekken because I like how the fighting looks, I like the graphics, and I just like how these characters fit in this world. Tekken is the only game where you have a panda bear and a fucking normal bear as a fucking character to play as. And they're actually good games. Also, again, fighting on a 3D plane is something new and unique that we didn't get for a while. Soul Calibur literally gave us weapon gameplay, which we haven't seen in a while, all the way back in the Soul Blade days. And that was in the 90s. That was before I was even an idea. So that's just telling you just how well these games are and how diverse fighting games can be. So yeah, if you want to start a game, find something you like. Find a reason why you like something. Maybe you like stylistic games. Maybe you like more realistic fighting games. Maybe you like 3D fighting games more than normal. Maybe you like 3v3 fighting games. My favorite fighting game of all time is Marvel vs. Capcom because it has a whole range of characters that I like. I already was obsessed with Marvel when I was 4 years old. So seeing Marvel vs. Capcom go around and me being like, all the way, I think the first time I got to play was in 2006 when I was 6, and I was like, there has to be more to this. And there's a lot of games like that. We all have different interests and different things that we like. And the fighting games have something for everybody. Again, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard experience learning. You're going to lose more than you win. That goes for any games. Fighting game, FPSs, sports games. You know how many 2K games I lost? I'm still not good at 2K. But I still find 2K to be fun whenever I can play it. It's not my cup of tea, but I think it's pretty cool. You're going to lose more than you're going to win in a lot of games. And again, that's why we live in a very different era. It's not like the arcade where if you lose, it's just over with. You lost the money. No, online games have online lobbies and training modes for you to learn. Well, not online training mode. They have normal training modes. So yeah, most modern games have that now. Because back in the day, people only got good from going to the arcade and spending boatloads of quarters. Now you have these games at your fingertips. We are very lucky. And another thing, we're very lucky we have content creators that play these games and that show you the mechanics. They show you how the game works, the ins and the outs. We have people literally breaking down and having whole guides to certain characters. And again, if you want to support fighting games in your community, go to your local tournaments. Go to your local fighting game events. There's a lot of locals that have been held. I haven't been able to go to much because my money's been kind of funny, and also, there's not a lot that I know about. But I'm going to start going to more because I'm going to start looking online for it because the community is out there. So yeah, all you really have to do, look for Facebook groups, look for Twitter groups, or whatever they call Twitter now. Look for Instagram groups. There are tons of people. Just go and meet them. There's still arcades out there like Round 1 that also have big groups. So yeah, go support your local tournaments whenever you can. Go support other players. Go play with other people that you see online. Fightcade is still a thing that I extremely recommend. If you can find a way to get Fightcade to work online, do so and play with other people to see what it's like. And again, yeah, our community does need a bit of help with some people being aggressive, but every community has some mean people, has some good people. But a lot of people are open and want to play with other people to learn the game. Watch tournaments. Evo happens, Capcom Cup happens, smaller streamers like me have tournaments that go on. And again, if you guys want more advice on this stuff, I just write down in the comments, hey Phantom, what about this, what about that? and I am down to talk about stuff because I'm still learning too. A lot of the lingo and stuff I'm learning, and I've been playing fighting games since I was like 10, like I'd say now 13 years. And you know, I'm still a very young dude. You know, I was a kid. I was a kid starting out. I was like everyone else. And again, I'm not an expert at fighting games. I'm definitely not. I've learned that, but I'm I'm knowledgeable on it. So yeah, if you guys want to talk about certain topics, I don't mind talking about it. I'm trying to diversify my content, but get back to the roots of what made me, which are fighting games. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more, and let your heart be your guiding key. See you guys next time. Peace.